Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to my October TBR. Now everyone will be like, spooky books this time of the month. I don't read spooky books, I don't read fantasy, I don't read horror, I barely ever read mystery or thrillers, so I'm continuing as normal, just reading my contemporaries, reading my fluffy romances and having a fun time. So just as a preempt, if you're looking for spooky books, this is not the channel for you. Also in the month of October, just a little bit of housekeeping, is my readathon, Magical Hopathon Round 3 is coming in October. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'll link the announcement video up above and down below. But it's basically a week-long readathon in October celebrating the Walt Disney's 100th anniversary as a company. So I'm very excited about that. So although I may pull prompts and books in this video for that TBR, there's going to be a whole separate TBR video where I explain which bingos I'm trying to complete, which prompts I'm trying to complete, and which books I'm going to read for those prompts in a separate video relating to the Magical Hopathon closer to the time of the readathon, because it starts on the 16th of October. Today I'm just picking books out that I'm going to be reading the 2 weeks prior to the readathon and the week after the readathon if I'm not too burnt out from reading by then. So I'm going to pick 6 books. That might seem ambitious, especially because I've got a week-long readathon happening, but I just want a bit of variety this month. There's a lot of books I want to get to by the end of the year, and we're in the last kind of bit of home stretch now, so I'm going to go a bit kind of ambitious with my TBR this month. If I don't get to all of them, that is absolutely fine. So without further ado, let's pull my TBR jar down from the shelf. If you're new to my channel and you don't know how I pick my TBR, I pick 4 books from here, which are generic prompts, which I fulfill with books, and then 2 of those books are going to be Goodreads random choices from my physical TBR. Just as a priority for the month, I want to try and obviously hit my physical TBR and hit the books that have been on my TBR for the longest, so I randomised my Goodreads TBR shelf with all my physical books on them, and then those 2 are like my priority reads for the month. So without further ado, let's get a random number generator up. I think on my Goodreads, I currently have 37 books on my physical TBR. Let's have a look. Yeah, 37. So 1 to 37, you just got to trust me because I can't bother to record my screen. 1 to 7, 37, generate number 20. So let's go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This book has been on my TBR multiple times and I've never picked up or read it. Oh, let me just get it for you. It's Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Weisner. I heard good things about this book, so I put it on my TBR. I brought it via Rare Birds Book Club for the advent calendar last year and I still haven't got to it. It is a romance, a one night stand kind of romance, but the one night stand is her best friend's mum. It's kind of like a mature romance, and I'm just, every time I go to pick it up, I'm never that inclined to like continue reading it, so I keep putting it down. Maybe October is the month. I don't know. We'll see. It's on my TBR. It's a priority. We'll see if I get to it. And then the next number we're going to generate for Goodreads is number 21. The one right underneath it, and also part of the Rare Birds Book Club advent calendar that I picked out, was Real Easy by Marie Staszkowski. I want to say is how I pronounce the author's name. This is kind of like a murder mystery. It might actually be a really good month to read it. It's kind of like a mystery thriller about a kind of strip club. In 1999, Samantha has danced at the Lovely Lady strip club for years. She's not used to taking people under her wing. Her life is complicated enough. But when a new dancer needs a ride home, she overrides her better judgment. Their car is run off the road, and when the police arrive at the scene, they only find one body. So this could be like the perfect month to read this. It's going on my TBR anyway, so these are the 2 priority books for the month. Will I get round to them? I don't know. I definitely think this one more so than this one, but we'll see. Now let's pick 4 prompts out of my TBR jar. Hopefully I can get some ones that I want to read this month on here. If you haven't seen my end of year TBR video, those are the books I'm kind of prioritising for the end of the year, so hopefully I can get some of those books on with these prompts. So the first one's going to be this one, and it is... Why is it not focusing? My camera's getting really bad at focusing at the minute. It is... Oh my god. I have no idea why you aren't focusing. Focus. Now, right, okay. An author's debut. Wow, that took ages. An author's debut. An author's debut. Hi, yeah. I'm gonna have to go to Goodreads. and look at some of the books I want to get to this month and whether they are debuts. No, not a debut. I want to try and read Yoke, not a debut. I wanted to try and put Last Night at the Telegraph on, not a debut. I know Dolly Alderton isn't a debut, Sally Rooney's not a debut. What about Cynthia So? If you don't count short stories, which I won't, I believe If You Still Recognise Me by Cynthia So is a debut. So I'm going to put this book on my TBR for author's debut. This is a YA book that I saw massively hyped at YALC in 2021. Wanted to read it, didn't see it for ages, didn't pick it up at YALC, and then when I went to Waterstones in like the beginnings of 2022, I picked it up and I still haven't got around to it. So it's about time that I do. So I'm going to add this to my TBR because I can't bother to keep scrolling through my physical TBR for debuts. I don't actually think I have many debuts. So I'm taking this one. It says it's a tender coming of age romance and a tapestry of queer identity that spans oceans, generations and stages of life. It sounds definitely like me. It says Elsie has a crush on Ada, the only person in the world who truly understands her. Unfortunately, they've never met in real life and Ada lives an ocean away. But Elsie has decided it's now or never to tell Ada how she feels. That is until her long lost best friend Joan walks back into her life. In the summer of repairing broken connections and building surprising new ones, Elsie realises that she isn't as nearly as alone as she thought, but now she has a choice to make. So this is going on my TBR. None of the books I was kind of hoping for, but it's fine. We're only one prompt down. Let's go for prompt number 2. Let's go for this one. It's not going to focus, so I'm just going to like jump out of frame. Focus. What does that say? Start a series. I don't actually think I have any more series. Oh no, wait, I do. Wait, do I? Let me have a scour. Start a series. What's this series on my... Aha! 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 I've got one. Is this the one I want to read? I don't think I have any others, because the rest of the books that are part of series are like continuations of a series, not start a new series. So I think this might be the only one that is in start a new series. This is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is book 1 in the Something series. The Maple Hill series. This is book 1. All I know about this is it's an ice skater romance that everyone seemed to love, and then no one's really talking about this anymore because I think Hannah Grace has a new book out called Wildfire, which is kind of like the new hyped book by Hannah Grace. It basically is all I know about it. It's all I want to know about it. This may or may not be on my Magical Hopathon TBR, so I'm very, very excited about that. So that is going on my TBR. This is a very interesting TBR for October so far, just as a little like sneak peek. Very strange. But prompt number 3 is going to be this one. Oh my god, all my prompts just fell out. Wow, I have to put them all back in. I just tipped over the mug. Okay, I still held the prompt that I actually originally pulled out, and that is going to be, does that say non-fiction? Why aren't you focusing? Yeah, non-fiction. I love my life. Okay, I have 2 options for non-fiction that I could pick between. I either have A Crying in H Mart by Michelle Ziner, I want to say is how I pronounce the name. I got 9 pages into this and I couldn't read it physically, so then I brought an Audible credit and got the audiobook version of this to help me along, and then I never picked it back up after getting the audiobook, so this is definitely an option. Or the other option is, it's been on my TBR for donkeys, Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I do kind of want to read this, but I don't know if I want to read it this month. What am I going to do? What am I gonna do? I don't have any other non-fiction. No, I do have another non-fiction on my TBR. Ooh. Ooh, I do have another one. This is Not a Pity Memoir by Abby Morgan. This basically follows Abby Morgan as her husband has a seizure, unfortunately, and she finds him on the bathroom floor. He ends up in hospital in a coma for 6 months, like a medically induced coma. And then when he wakes up from that coma, he no longer, Jacob, her partner, no longer recognises Abby and believes Abby is working against him. And it's all about like, how do you live with someone who thinks you're a stranger and find your way home again? So I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. Maybe I'll put a poll up on Twitter or something about which non-fiction I'm going to read this month, but it's going to be one of these 3 because they're the only ones I have on my physical TBR. But I can't make a decision right now. I think it'll be either between these 2, just because this one's short and I already have a very busy reading month, or this one's just really, really interesting to me. So yeah, one of those 2, but I can't decide right now. Prompt, is this the last prompt? This is the last prompt. Last prompt pool, and none of the books I wanted to get on here. Let's just go for this one. I want like a reread, preferably, if you see my end of year TBR. And that is, why do I have to come out of frame to get this in focus at the minute? New to me author. Oh, obviously not a book that I want on my TBR, like I didn't want this prompt, but I have many options for this. Mary H.K. Choi, although I've already started this book before, also already started this one, so not technically new to me, but I haven't ever finished one of their books before, so those could be an option. The other books I'm kind of eyeing up this month is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, or Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez is a new to me author. And I think that's it out of the kind of books I wanted to get on my TBR this month. I'm gonna go between these two. I don't know, I'm not very decisive today. I'm gonna go for this one, but I'm hoping to read both anyway, hint hint, wink wink. I'm gonna put this one on my October TBR just because it is kind of more of like it's not a romance, it's not like a fluffy summary romance, so it's definitely more kind of like October-y vibes. It's basically about the publishing industry and how one author dies, but the other author, who's her best friend, steals her manuscript and publishes it under her name. And it says it's like thrilling, the thriller everyone is going to talk about. Hotly tipped satire of white privilege and identity, razor sharp, intriguing, a wild ride. So I definitely feel like this is definitely more October than like a fluffy romance. So I've tried to get every book on my TBR that is definitely not kind of like a romance on here. I feel that are definitely, the books that are October-y are definitely the ones that I already have on my TBR. So that's my, I feel like this is such a chaotic video. This is my October TBR. Let's do a little mandatory stack. These are, wait, 5? These are my 2. Oh yeah, and then a non-fiction. Duh, Rachel. Okay, so these are the books that are definitely on my TBR. We have new to me author, Goodreads, an author's debut, and can start a new series. So these, Real Easy and Yellowface, are definitely more of like the October-y, autumnal vibes, just because they're both kind of like mystery thrillers, kind of more of like an exciting read rather than cute, fluffy romancing contemporaries. And then we have a non-fiction, which I'm going to put on Twitter, Instagram, which one I should read. Everything I Know About Love, Crying in HMAR, or This Is Not a Pity Memoir. So if you want to be part of that, then, although it'll probably be over, but if you want to be part of future ones, I'll leave my Instagram down below as always. I also have my Magical Hopathon TBR coming out, which is going to be a lot less chaotic because I know exactly what I want to read for that. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that one coming on the 15th of October, the day before the readathon starts. That is going to be uploaded, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me. I usually do monthly TBRs, monthly wrap-ups, weekly reading vlogs, and anything else bookish that you can think of. I usually have on this channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future content. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these, what your thoughts are, spoiler free of course, and without further ado, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.